Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to Millionaire Gaming. So today we're doing something new again. Today we are doing the top worst to best Guitar Hero games. I have a special guest with me. Say your name.
Hey guys, Triobitz. I'm really excited to be a part of this video, especially because of how long we have been working on this video.
Oh man, how
Dude,
long has it been?
Well, it's been on the back burner for the better half of a year, I think, right?
Yeah, roughly, because we were talking about it for a while, and well, now it's coming to fruition, and we're actually gonna do it this time. So, with further ado, we got all the Guitar Hero video games, even DJ Hero, and yeah. So with that, how about you start us off, man?
You want me to start it off? Okay, so with number 14. I don't know how people are gonna feel about this one. Nostalgia people are gonna be pissed. People that genuinely want to play the games are probably gonna agree with this one. It's Guitar Hero 1. Now, there is definitely two really good reasons for why we chose Guitar Hero 1 as the worst Guitar Hero game. And before anybody says anything, we did not include the DS games on this at all.
No.
So the DS games would have totally got probably picked as number 1 as the worst, or number 14, you know. But Guitar Hero 1, it's just, there's two main factors that we really just couldn't get behind. The covers were one. I know they said that was an artistic style. It really didn't do the game that good. As well as the fact that nowadays the game is, for most people, unplayable. And because, well, for that, what we mean by is,
yeah, you're not able to
PS2 copy, yeah.
You're not able to calibrate it well. It doesn't really work well with modern day TVs. Like it doesn't work. You can do whatever you want to it, but it does not work. And trust me, I was trying real fucking hard for it to work, but it did not want to work.
The problem is the TVs. If you have a modern day TV, you need to have an old box TV in order to calibrate properly.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that, you know, you can't play it. And to be honest, going out of your way just to get one, if you don't have one, is not worth it for this game at all.
And the bands in this thing, most of them are covers, as we said. There are, you know, songs that you can buy that are actual, not covers, but in the cover variant, we have Queen, Motorhead, ZZ Top, Boston, Black Sabbath, White Zombie, Ramones, and Audioslave, and many more like Jimi Hendrix and a bunch of other ones, as well as Queen of the Stone Age. But like I said, it doesn't hold up really well, and majority of the songs were covers, so that's why it gets number 14 in the worst Guitar Hero game.
Definitely.
And on to number 13 on our list of Guitar Hero games, we are playing Guitar Hero 2, with good groups of Buckethead, Foo Fighters, Heart, Warrant, Kansas, The Police, Deathclock, and Rancid. Granted, I am playing on the Xbox 360 version of this game. I do have the PlayStation 2 version, but I felt like it'd be more necessary to play it on the next-gen console for that time. But as again, like I said for the first Guitar Hero 1, there are too many covers, and it is quite boring. What do you think, Triobitz?
Buckethead was like the best thing for that game, but I was really bored when I played it, and I was just ready to end it. When I first started, I was like, yeah, this is boring. I put headphones in while I was playing it. It was not fun.
It was too much of a grind to play the actual game, in my opinion. Like, there was not anything spectacular. Yeah, at the end of the game, you can get, 3 characters, and then that's really it. You play Freebird, and then you get sucked up to the sky by a bunch of aliens. What else is new?
Yeah. So,
unfortunately, it had kind of downfall on that one. I mean, it has good music for the, for what it was, especially because, like, on the Xbox 360 version, there was actually more actual groups. Like, they had My Chemical Romance, as well as, the Toadies being an actual...
It was a good sequel.
It
was just a good sequel.
Yeah,
like, I mean, it's a lot better than 1, so...
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was better than 1, but unfortunately, it still gets number 13.
So now we're on the band hero, and you know, I will say this: the inclusion of all the instruments was really nice, and obviously it was in other games too. But this one confused a lot of people because there was already the competitor Rock Band, which was, you know, the competitor to Guitar Hero, and for them to just call it Band Hero, it's like, what? Because, like, their whole thing was the inclusion of all the instruments, and it didn't make any sense because, like, the other ones included instruments too. But anyway, that's not the reason we gave it a bit of a high rating on the bad scale. It's also because of the music. So, when we think of Guitar Hero, we think of, like, this really good rock music, right? Guitar Hero, stuff like that. Well, in this game, what did we get? Adam Levine, Taylor Swift, Fall Out Boy, Spice Girls, Nelly, Ali and AJ. Just too much pop, and it was super kid-friendly, and it was trying way too hard to be Rock Band, it felt like. And, you know, I guess they saw it coming that Rock Band would end up taking over, because technically to this day, as of right now, we're filming this late at night, January 30th, 2022. Rock Band is more relevant than Guitar Hero because the game is still running. Nobody talks about Guitar Hero anymore because of how shit the last one was.
Yeah,
So,
Guitar Hero Live. I'm just gonna be honest, it's not on this list. I refuse
didn't
to put that
include
on
it.
my Xbox 360. I refuse. But yeah, like I said, but also I do kind of enjoy how they include, you know, those specific people in the games, but there are, you know, not that many characters, you know, famous ones that you want to play as. Even Johnny frickin' Napalm looks rough as hell on Band Hero. So unfortunately, that's why we give it our 12th spot.
Yeah, it's not good.
And we are back, number 11. This might be a controversial one because this is actually the first Guitar Hero expansion that came out for the PlayStation 2, but it was the also last one for the PlayStation 2 because they branched out, made Rock Band, and so here we are. Guitar Hero 80s, consisting of X, Rat, White Lion, Dio, Accept, The Vapors, Oingo Boingo, Extreme, as well as many, many other groups. Unfortunately, yeah, it was on the PlayStation 2. It took place in the 80s, but in my opinion, they could have had so many better artists in the selection, and as well as other multiple things. Because on there, you couldn't even get extra songs. You couldn't get. There was one extra character. It's the Grim Reaper, and like, yeah, there's a cool like aesthetic to the 80s, but it didn't grasp onto like the other games would. You know what I mean?
I feel like it was kind of like a rushed product. I mean, there was so many things in the 80s that they could have added. I mean, they had some cool 80s music, but they could have had a lot more. And, you know, it's PS2, so it's got to stay high on the list because those games are inferior now due to the modernization of TVs and, you know, the whole calibration problems. So, you know, it was alright, but just was a disappointment. Especially after how good 2 was.
However, I will give them credit where credit is due. I did know some of the great songs in the 80s, but it didn't grasp what else that they had. They didn't have like any U2, nothing good that would catch people's eyes, and sadly, it wasn't there all the way. So, unfortunately, that's why I got our 11th spot. Great job on it, but they got a controversy as well as a copyright thing on there, but that's going to happen with all Guitar Hero games. And unto number 9, Guitar Hero Van Halen. May he rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. You know, not the greatest fan of your music. I mean, you're great, don't get me wrong, but it was just mostly focusing on Van Halen. Like, the story, there was no story to it, which really sucked. I'm not the biggest fan of Van Halen. You know, I respect them, but, you know, it didn't have really, you know, some of their greatest things, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they didn't even put Sammy Hagar. They did put, Wolfgang in there, as well as Alex, as well as David Lee Roth, and Eddie Van Halen, of course. Mostly consisting of Van Halen music, Blink-182, Jimmy Eat World, Third Eye Blind, The Clash, Killswitch Engage, as well as some other groups like Tenacious D, and some other groups. Like I said, it's not the greatest. It was quite bland. There was actually no story mode to this one. There was no cutscenes, no things about the group, and it was very lackluster in the best way possible to say it. But like I said, there were 3 solos of Eddie Van Halen, which were Cathedral, Spanish Fly, as well as Eruption, which is cool, but it's nothing that's gonna grasp your hands on. It doesn't want to make you play Guitar Hero and shred out.
Yeah, definitely not.
And
hey guys, back with number 8, Guitar Hero Aerosmith. Now, the thing is, right, we don't necessarily hate the bands that we are giving these somewhat high rankings to, but it's just the fact that we don't really like these games because they're based off of one band, and I don't like any game that does that, so that's just why. But I mean, obviously Aerosmith isn't necessarily the only band. There's also Run DMC, New York Dolls, Matt the Hoople, The Black Crowes, Cheap Trick. It's Aerosmith. It's like Guitar Hero 3, but Aerosmith. It has a story, but it's basic at best. It's really not that good. Guitar Heroes have never really had compelling stories, which they don't really need, but it'd be nice to have a somewhat better one.
yeah, see, with Aerosmith, I got that as a kid as well. I remember getting it on the PlayStation 2 a long time ago, and I thought it was like the coolest thing, seeing these games, or seeing this thing. And like, I'll give them credit, they actually did put like interviews with Aerosmith, the people in there. There actually was, special characters that you could actually get of the band, whether it be Tom Whitford, as well as, Joe Perry, and, the other people. It was cool, it was something interesting to say, but it sucks that there was not that many great music, as well as, like, of course, still no character customization, which is pretty lame in my opinion. And the song listing was so short. Like, there was only a small groups like that weren't there. That were there, like including the Cult, which was that another group that was in there, but I forgot to put it onto our list. But like I said, that's why it gets number 8. I am sorry to say, but it is number 8. So, what's up, guys? We're on to number 7. And this is probably another controversial one, because it is Guitar Hero Metallica. I'm sorry, Steven, because I know you're a big fan of Metallica. This is going to be number 7. So, consisting of Metallica, Merciful Fate, as well as King Diamond, Thin Lizzy, Mastodon, Alice in Chains, Bob Seger, and many other groups, as well as System of a Down, as well as freaking that group, that song Beautiful Morning. I think it's from some group I can't remember off my head. So it's all Metallica, which is great. I would love to see them in concert. They definitely branched out into the series, but definitely this one lacked a lot of areas, as well as other content in it. Like, they had a small story. Yeah, you get to play as Metallica, and then you have to, they're automatically about to get their contract sold by the devil, which is, a cool concept in its own thing. But it didn't grasp me. And then I'll tell you, the DLCs for this game, they're really fucking expensive. At the time, they were like $60 for the Death Magnetic album, and it's not even a great album, to say the least. However, people do say this album, or this game, was the best setlist for that time, consisting of the stuff from their early 80 days, as well as up to the song The Memory Remains. I don't know when the fuck that song came out, but nevertheless, Guitar Hero Metallica. You get to play as all the people, you get to play the Metallica style, as well as playing in the full band. So, what's your opinion on that, man?
I mean, like I said before, I'm not a huge fan of those games that are like based off of one band, but it was alright. It was alright. I don't have much to say about it. It was alright.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god, so many people are gonna disagree with this not being closer on the list. Guitar Hero 3! Oh my god, I know, he said Guitar Hero 3's number 6? What the hell is this guy's issue? Okay, Guitar Hero 3, in my opinion, is overrated, not as fun as most people say, and I just did not enjoy it like other people did. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy this game when I played it, although I don't like it as much as people say they do. Now, it's got Slayer, it's got Dragon Force. Connor put Weezer, but I'm not gonna give that a... like Weezer. It's got Eric Johnson, Block Party, ZZ Top, Slash, and Smashing Pumpkins. It was revolutionary, but it lacked replayability, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It was also pretty much the base game for the Guitar Hero arcade machine. That is not also on this list, because why would we put that on this list? Yeah.
It was relatively overhyped. It had a story which was cool, you know. It was just a basic, you know, you get signed to a contract, you have to fight for your soul, and then you play Devil Went Down to Georgia by that stupid fucking guy. It's not Charlie Daniels. Like, I respect his one, not the other dude, because his, I don't like it. I mean, there was a lot of, like, bonus characters that you could play as. I'll give them that. And it had a lot of, like, other groups there that I didn't put, like Kaiser Chiefs, as well as There Comes Alex, and, you know, freaking there's so many other groups in there, but nevertheless it is very overhyped. It was revolutionary, yes, but it definitely lacked replayability, and unfortunately that's why it's on the number 6 spot. I'm sorry to say, but Guitar Hero 3 is number 6. So, on to number 5, which is DJ Hero. So, as a person, I do like my kind of rap stuff a little bit. I'm not really into it too much, but, you know, I do have a hankering for it sometimes. So, I will definitely say it's very unique, it's very fresh to the series, even allowing you to play Guitar Hero, the guitar, as well as the guitar in the actual game. It was definitely something new. Unfortunately, I think personally, it lacked customizable characters, as well as playing your avatar player, which was really cool, because on Guitar Hero 2, of course, you were able to do that. So, the mixes on this game was very interesting to me, to say the least, with Beastie Boys featuring DJ Shadow, as well as Gorillaz with Gwen Stefani, like Marvin Gaye, as well as David Bowie, and Daft Punk, which was crazy as fuck, and Beck with Mos Def, as well as with him and Eminem. What do you have to say about that, Jared?
I think this game was a huge leap in difference. Like, for so many years, they were just like bringing out Guitar Hero games, and people were starting to get a little tired of it, but they still wanted a rhythm game. And they came up with DJ Hero, and it was a really good idea. Unfortunately, the game got cut off after its sequel, but these games are really good. And in some ways, they can be better than Guitar Hero. In some ways, they're worse, but in some ways, they can be better. And I just really think that it's a good thing that these games happened. And the Daft Punk is great. You can actually play as Daft Punk. There's a lot of real DJs on this game, I think. Actually, It might be 2. I don't remember.
Yeah, there was Grandmaster Flash, as well as, you know, Daft Punk. I can't remember who else was there. I think Deadmau5 is on the second one, though.
He's on the second one, yeah. He's on the second one.
But, you know, nevertheless, it's really cool that you actually get to play all these crazy mixes. I remember one in particular mix that I saw. It was like Can't Trust It with Gorillaz, which was Dare, as well as this one song from it was Monkey Wrench with a Beastie Boys song, which was really fucking horrible sounding, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm not saying it's a horrible game, but DJ Hero gets number 5. So on to number 4. I decided to go again for this one because Jared wants to talk about our number 3 spot, which we'll get to in a moment. So we are talking about Guitar Hero's Warriors of Rock. It's pretty good. It was the last game made by Neversoft as well as Activision together. It was a really good game. Honestly, consisting of Fall Out Boy, Rammstein, The Cure, The Vine, Steve Vai, as well as Megadeth, Bush, Arch Enemy, Rush, and many other great groups. Even having to the DLC to the fucking film, what was it? The song with the Time Warp. I can't remember what the movie, Rocky Horror Picture Show. There we go. It had a lot of replayability at times, but it was very criticized too, because at the end of the game, when you're done with this, you have to get all these stars, and they're relatively difficult. I will say it's cool to actually hear Geddy Lee's voice, as well as many other people from Rush in the game when you're doing the 2112 part, as well as Gene Simmons being the actual narrator for the game. There was a story where you had to save the God of Rock, but it was really bland, and like I said before, I didn't have the money to buy these DLCs, and it was really expensive. Like, the Soundgarden one was $60, the Death Magnetic was $60, and the packs were going from $5 to $25, and I didn't have that shit. And I will say it's cool. Yeah, you get to actually have characters that will go to their human form to the super form. Freaking Johnny Napalm being Elf, as well as Echo Tesla becoming like a Frankenstein girl. It was cool for that thing, but nevertheless, it gets our number 4 spot, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of shit for it, but I don't care. On to number 3.
So, number 3. This one is very sentimental to me. So, we're talking about none other than DJ Hero 2. Now, DJ Hero 2 is a very important game to me because, well, I pretty much grew up playing it for most of my life. I remember my mom's friend had the game. I played it when I was in kindergarten. And then in first grade, we went to Best Buy and we bought the turntable and we bought the game. And for all these years, I played it on the Wii. I loved it. I had a great time. This game, made a lot of music choices in my early life. I mean, it's the first time I ever had heard Kanye West. I heard some really good Eminem songs on this. I heard Lil Wayne, The Prodigy, Snow, Jackson 5, 50 Cent, DJ Qbert. All of these people I was just now finding out about, and it was just really good. And Deadmau5 was on this game, and he's one of my favorite he's one of my favorite artists of all time, and it was a refreshing sequel. I mean, it had a whole new theme to it. The other game, DJ Hero 1, was more of an underground hip-hop rock game, and this one was more of an EDM nightclub vibe that you got. And, it was good. You got to have an avatar if you had the 360 version. Unfortunately, there was no creative character, but besides that, there was a lot of cool stuff in this game.
Yeah, and plus it had the DLCs too, if you were to get it. And you forgot the best mix with it, the Stylo one from Gorillaz, as well as Calvin Harris's with New one. Order. I don't know why. I think I always cared for Stylo. That's like really one of my favorite songs from that game. But I will say DJ Hero 2 was very revolutionary in my opinion, as well as really good. And I don't know why. It hit really hard. And I remember going to GameStop paying $1 for that game, and it was so worth it. So worth the $1, if you know what I mean.
Hey man, I get what you're saying for sure. I mean, these games are cheap now. Like, they're cheap at GameStop. You can literally get them for like $1.
And with that, we're going to number 2. On to number 2. You're probably thinking, what is it going to be? We are talking about Guitar Hero 5. People might think it should have been lower in the list, but I can't say that because this is actually one of my fucking favorite games.
Oh yeah.
Consisting of the Foo Fighters, Nirvana, Johnny Cash, Carlos Santana, Matthew Bellamy from Muse, as well as Shirley Manson from Garbage, as well as so many other groups that I really enjoy, like, 21st Century Schizoid Man, as well as more Beck, Beastie Boys, Gorillaz, of course, Rammstein. There's too many good groups in here. Jeff Beck, it's hard to say. It's such a great game. It really was a great game. It had good ass music, good venues to the style of, and plus new character animations, as well as many, many more things. I can't really say anything bad about it, besides the only fact I will have to give it a downgrade if you get it on the Wii version, because if you're getting it on the Wii, it's gonna look like absolute shit. I'm sorry to say, but yeah. Jared, what do you think of Guitar Hero 5?
The 360 version. Guitar Hero 5, man. Kurt Cobain's in that. I love Kurt Cobain. It was awesome to see him. There's, controversy behind that, but me personally, I liked seeing him in the game, and just like the soundtrack, man, it was so good, and there's so much to do in this game, and it was just beautiful. You could have your whole band chosen, there's Johnny Cash. There was just so much good about this game.
There really was. That's probably why I remember when I first got this game, I was still in middle school or early high school days getting this.
Really?
And it was just something great. Like, I remember going to Walmart buying the actual Guitar Hero 5 guitar edition for it, and it was like $50. People were selling it like really, really cheap at Walmart for some reason. And I actually got it, and so worth it, dude. I still have that guitar to this day. It still works and everything. And that's why Guitar Hero 5 is on to our second spot. So what is our first game? We will get to it in a second.
Guitar Hero World Tour, otherwise known as Guitar Hero 4. What is not to be said about this game? I mean, Jimi Hendrix, Paramore, Ozzy Osbourne, Travis Barker,
as well as Sting. Frickin' Ted Nugent, Zakk Wylde, Willie Nelson, No Doubt, Sublime, Tool, as well as many other groups. I mean, even the fucking Lost Prophets in there and he's a terrible human being, for fuck's sake. But
yeah,
I will tell you, man, it is one of the best games. I remember having so many hours into this thing. I was surprised nobody would ever play online just to play this game. I was very surprised on that. But honestly, it's one of the greatest fucking games ever. Yeah. It definitely diverse the whole music from every era, from, English music to Spanish music, to even creating your own music with Guitar Hero tunes, which was really cool. If you ever did that, you get to actually make your own music. And people actually made their own stuff from, like, Mortal Kombat, Zelda, Mario, and all these other great things. But honestly, there were so many things to it. There was more characters, more venues. And I remember getting to the last venue, and that thing was the fucking coolest thing I've ever seen. What did you think of Guitar Hero World Tour, man?
I just thought it was awesome. I mean, having Jimi Hendrix on stage and having all of this, like, cool shit going on at the ending of the game, and just the goodest soundtrack that maintained the whole way through. It was just the whole thing. That entire game was just really good. Really, really good.
Yeah, and even with the DLCs. There was DLCs, unfortunately, I was not the special person to actually get it. And I remember they had a lot of cross promotions for this game. They were doing Guitar Hero things for Coca-Cola, KFC. They were calling it the World Tour meal, and all these other great things. And I know there was a lot more groups that I could say, but these ones are most present to me because I would play the fuck out of these things. Plus, on top of that, being able to play the drums, guitar, bass, as well as sing, you can't go wrong with the creative character too, which is fantastic. You know,
Oh yeah.
that is why Guitar Hero World Tour is number 1. I hope you guys liked this video. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
I know it's something different again. I do appreciate it. I'm trying to get this stuff off of my mind because it's a rough day tomorrow. So, with that, I am the shit. I am the shit.
And Triobitz signing out. So glad to have done this.
Yeah, man. So, with that, peace out.
Peace.